Hey y'all, it's Katie and welcome back to KateMas. Thank you so much for tuning in and thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Before we do dive into the video though, I do want to remind you that there is a giveaway going throughout the month of December. I know this is probably going to get annoying because I'm just going to mention it each video during KateMas just so you guys don't miss out on it, but just in case you're a new viewer, there is a giveaway going up throughout the whole month of December. I will have it linked up here and also it'll be the first link down in my description box if you are at all interested. There's gonna be 3 different winners, lots of prizes, but yeah, just check it out if you are at all interested. And with that said, we'll go ahead and move on into the video. I want to make my own custom palette with Juvia's Place palettes. Now, I know Annette's Makeup Corner does it a lot, and also I just recently saw Lauren May Beauty do it. I think Annette might have started it. I'm not sure. I will have if I can find the creator, I'll have them linked down below, but I will also link Annette and Lauren's channels down below so you guys can check them out, especially if you're interested in this, if you enjoyed this and you want to see more. But basically what we're going to do is just take all of my palettes and I'm going to pick my favorite shadow from that palette. We're going to swatch it out and see what kind of palette I would create. Now the thought process behind this is not trying to go into the palette and say, okay, what would go really well together and make a cohesive palette. It's just opening up the palette and saying, this is my favorite shadow, I pick it, swatching it on my arm and seeing what we come up with. Now I actually only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 palettes that I have in my collection that I've tried from Juvia's Place, but I do have 2 of their palettes sitting in my to try pile, the Warrior and the Nubian 3 Coral palette, and I'm gonna go ahead and include them in my own custom Juvia's Place palettes just to give us a couple more palettes. So we have 7. I'm going to be making a 9-pan palette, so I have to double dip into a couple of these palettes. And I was thinking about which one I should do, and I think I'm definitely going to do the Tribe palette because it is my favorite. And oh, I don't know which other one I should do. We'll do the Masquerade Mini. No real reason except that this was my first ever Juvia's Place palette, so it has a special place in my heart. So I'm going to grab 2 shadows from this one and then 2 shadows from the Tribe palette because it is hands down my favorite palette that Juvia's Place has ever released. So yeah, that is going to be the video. We're going to take this, swatch them all out, and if that sounds at all interesting to you, we'll just go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so I think I'll save the 2 that I'm going to take 2 from till the end. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to this. I'm just going to grab this palette. This is the Magic Mini by Juvia's Place, and I'm going to open it up, and let's see, the first shadow that really grabs my attention and speaks to my soul has to be Nubia. That is my favorite shadow in this palette. I just like that really dirty, kind of grungy gold. The burnt kind of reddish orange here is also really pretty, and then the green is nice as well, but that gold, anytime I ever open this palette, that is the first one that grabs my attention. So pretty. So definitely have to do Nubia. I am going to try to do a little Photoshop action like Lauren did, and I think Annette does it as well. Oh, I'm not very good at it, but here's my sad attempt at making my own palette. Okay, next up, we'll go ahead and just grab the Nomad palette. I just have a pile I'm going to go through. But the Nomad by Juvia's Place. This is hard because immediately when I open this, I am drawn to this shadow, surprisingly, but it's just such a blinding, and I know it's such a gorgeous shadow. I'm drawn to this one, but I'm also really, really drawn to this yellow. I really like that yellow, despite it having glitter in the matte shadow, which you guys know is like a pet peeve of mine, but despite that, that yellow was always caught my eye. Oh, but then I really like this shadow too. Oh, decisions. You know, I'm going to go with the yellow because it is the brightest in this palette. It's the one that always, like I said, it's always caught my eye from the moment I opened it to the moment I used it, and then even after I used it in an eye look, I kept trying to find ways to add it into a look. So yes, that grungy yellow I really like. I like how bright and vibrant you can get it. I just ignore all the glitter in it because I know that doesn't stick around, and if it does, it just means it's going to end up on my face throughout the day. Okay, next up is the Zulu by Juvia's Place palette. This is a really fun palette. Oof, what catches my attention first here? This is a hard one. Because automatically these 3 really just like, I zoom in on it, but you know what? I think I'm going to have to go with that green or that yellow. I'm going back and forth between the green and the yellow. The orange is really pretty. This is hard. This is a lot harder than I thought. I didn't want to put any like thought into it beforehand because I was afraid I would start to like see a palette in my head, and I didn't want to, you know, make it go together on purpose, I guess I should say. I just wanted to pick my favorite from the palette. So I didn't think about it. I just want to open it and look. But which one? I'm going to go with the green. I love Juvia's Place's shimmers. It's just so pretty. It's more of a like a vibrant type of green than I prefer when it comes to my greens. I like a more grungy green, but this is gorgeous. This is stunning. I really do like it. Yeah, I'd have to pick this one. So pretty. Okay, next up we have the Warrior 3 by Juvia's Place. I have not tried this one, but I do remember, oh yes, it's being full of really pretty. This almost reminds me of the Zulu, since we just swatched it. Maybe that's why, but like a winter tone. Like this is spring and summer, and then this is like fall and winter. Or is that just me? I feel like that's what is speaking to me. But anyway, I haven't touched this. Like I haven't even swatched this. But what's speaking to me, I feel like I'm so predictable, but these two shadows are speaking to me. Honestly though, the yellow is speaking to me more than that green. That green's pretty, but it's more of like a Christmas green, which isn't like super my vibe, but this yellow is really pretty. That's like what, the third no, this will make the third yellow. I'm gonna go with my gut and be honest here. That's the one that really catches my attention. Oh my goodness, that looks identical. Oh my. On camera, there looks to be more of a difference, but on my hand, the slightest bit of a difference, except that this is like a true matte, whereas that has the sparkle in it. That is interesting. So anyway, yeah, I feel like this is getting to be a very boring palette, y'all. But that shade really does capture my attention, this palette. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name, because it starts with an N, and then right after the N comes a Z. Okay, next up, Nubian 3 Coral Palette. This also is a palette that I have not tried at all. Whoops, the insert just fell out. At all yet, but, as a whole, this palette doesn't speak to me a whole lot, but the shadow that does like jump out at me screaming is this silver one here. I think that's really pretty. I'm kind of surprised I'm going so much with all this. Well, I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised. Like I said, I really love Juvia's Place's shimmers. Like, they usually nail it with the shimmers. So I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that I always eye them because I know how good they are. Like, look at that. But you guys know me, I usually like my mattes, but that's really pretty. Does it go with the rest of the palette? But it is super pretty. If there was a second one, just to make this fun, that I was kind of drawn to, honestly, not much in this palette like really draws me. This is pretty. This is a neat matte kind of burnt reddish coralish type of shadow. That's interesting. That's neat. But yeah, not too crazy about this palette, but that silver was really speaking to me. Okay, now coming to the palettes that we're going to take two from. The first I'll grab is the Masquerade Mini by Juvia's Place. This palette is what started my love for Juvia's Place, and color, I should say, because this was the first, like when I first purchased this, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so colorful, what am I going to do with it? And now I look at it and I'm like, it's half neutral, Katie. Anyway, moving on from that, definitely, first up, this shade always caught my attention. Like, I was always drawn to this Molly. I could try to pronounce that one. It's a Christmas green, but kind of started my love for greens, I guess you could say. There it is. You know, honestly, it's a little bit of a more of an understated metallic compared to their more recent formulas. Interesting. And then, what other shadow? This palette actually doesn't have a lot of mattes. Looking at it, there's these three and these two. And that's it. Then these two are the matte with glitter in them. But those don't count. So anyway, only 5 in this whole palette. What else really grabs my attention? Okay, so I feel like this is going to throw off my whole color story, but I can't lie. I'm trying to be honest here and just like what speaks to me on the spot. I keep staring at this shadow. Like, this looks just so intense and pretty. It was kind of a tie between these two, but I love the sea foamy blue-green. I don't know. I keep looking at that one. I feel like I said, I feel like this is going to totally throw off my color story, but trying to be honest here, this is what we got. Do I really just have 2 matte yellows in here so far? See, this is why I could never create a palette. I feel like I just would ruin it. But anyway, that's the point of this. We're just picking our favorites. And yeah, those 2 are definitely always catching my attention. This one, I remember doing one of my first videos. It was a PR haul that I did because when I first started my channel, I was just getting over like being sick with being pregnant with Gideon, and so I had a ton of PR. So that was one of the first videos. I'll link it down below if you want to go see it. But anyway, I remember putting this on my eyes and I thought it was so stunning. So I think of that video and I think of that eye look every time I see that green in this palette. And last up, my favorite, my baby, The Tribe by Juvia's Place. I wish I could pick like 4 or 5 shadows from this palette because there's so many shadows in here that totally capture my attention and capture my heart. But first up, are you at all surprised? This immediately grabs my attention. I can't pronounce. I'm not going to try. I don't know why I keep trying because I just keep embarrassing myself. But this shadow, hands down my favorite in this palette. It's like a highlighter yellow. Oh, so pretty. I love it. And then second up, this is so hard, but I'm going to be honest, it's this matte green because that's just my favorite. I think I did use both of those shadows in my first impressions video when I first got this. It's hard to swatch and make sure you're on frame and all that. Anyway, that's a really pretty matte green. See, I got a couple more mattes in there. But like I said, I wish I could keep going because I absolutely love this shade. And this shade, oh my goodness. This shade is so unique. Oh, I wish I could have picked it, but I didn't. Because it's like a cream type of white highlight, but it has green fleck to it. It's just so pretty. Like, look at this. This is so pretty. Like, I wish I could exchange it for this silver here. I feel like that would go so pretty with this palette, even despite the blue not matching. But I wish I could pick 3 from this palette, honestly, because that metallic, that metallic is one of my favorite metallics. It's one of my favorite metallics from Juvia's Place, I will tell you that. It's just so, 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 so pretty. But these 2 mattes, I knew, like I said, I didn't try to put too much thought into this because I wanted it to be very, like, just honest on the spot, what captured my attention. But thinking about the Juvia's Place, I was like, those are totally going to be your picks because those are just 2 of my favorite shadows in this palette. I like this dirty brown as well. This is really pretty. This is a neat color. This copper tone is unique and interesting. It's not my favorite to use. It's nothing like too crazy, but it's definitely different and unique and like very, very pretty. But anyway, I love this palette. I think I'm going to pull this in for a palette bingo, even though I feel like it'll be a kind of a boring palette bingo. I just want to use this palette, and I feel like during KateMas is the appropriate time that I should reach back in and create an eye look from this palette, just because I've been thinking about this palette so much recently that I just want to use it. So anyway, yeah, anyway. Enough about the Tribe palette. If you can't guess, it has my heart. I absolutely love that palette. It is gorgeous. And this is the palette that we have. What do we think? That blue totally throws it. I will totally tell you that right now. But just pretend that blue is like replaced with a grungy matte green or brown even. I feel like it's a pretty cool color story and really sums up me. Yeah, that blue just kind of throws it because I'm not super into blues. But I had to pick it. That was the only option. So anyway, I'll go ahead and put it here, maybe make it a little bigger full screen or something like that so you guys can see what the Photoshop version looks like if I could, you know, mash this all up and put it into a palette. This is the Katie palette by Juvia's Place, I guess you could call it. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. I had fun, and I love the color story. Like I said, take out this blue and I'm totally happy with this. I just need some deep dark matte. That's the only thing I'm missing in this shade, because this shade's really pretty. But yeah, overall, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this color story. I think it's fun, and it's very me. But yeah, I think that is going to do it for this video. It was a really fun video. I love watching Annette do these. I was really excited to see Lauren May Beauty do this as well. And it's always been a video that I want to do, but I could never fit into my schedule. So I was like, you know what? KateMas is going to be the perfect time. I'm going to be uploading every day. Let's have some fun. And I just had a lot of fun putting this together and getting to see what type of palette I would come out with. Let me know if you'd like to see another video like this in the future. I'm trying to think. Juvia's Place is definitely the one that I had the most palettes from one brand, but I have like 4 palettes from maybe cosmetics I could do. But anyway, let me know if you'd like to see another video like this in the future, if you enjoyed it, what your thoughts are on this video and this concept idea, and make sure you go check out Annette and Lauren May Beauty, as I said. But anyway, yeah, with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you very soon in tomorrow's video. Bye, y'all.